Hey YouTube, what's up? It's CS back here with another installment, and here are my picks for UFC 146, Dos Santos versus Mir. Alright folks, now before I get to some picks, I just want to introduce my contest. It's for this UFC Best of 2011 DVD. I believe there's a couple discs in this. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. 30 matches on there, including 13 title fights. So yeah, what can I say? Action-packed shit right here. If you want to tell me who's winning in the main event between Junior Dos Santos and Frank Mir for Junior's Heavyweight Championship, of course, tell me in the comment section below. But if you want more details on that, check out the description, okay? So contest details in the description below again, as well as my preliminary card picks. So go check those out as well. But yeah, as for that preliminary card, it's straight up fire. You know, you can just take that preliminary card itself, put it on Spike or Fuel or Fox, and in my opinion, it's sufficient enough and has enough star power, if you will, to function as a solid free card. I'm really looking forward to that preliminary card. Almost as much as I'm looking forward to the main card altogether. Yeah, Junior Dos Santos versus Frank Mir is fire in the main event. The rest of the matches on the main card, of course, are heavyweight bouts. It's UFC 146 heavyweights. You might as well just call it that shit. But yeah, let's take a look at that main event between the champion, Junior Dos Santos, and the challenger, Frank Mir. Alrighty folks, now what can I say? This is going to be a cool main event. Junior Dos Santos is going to smack Frank Mir, you know. How does Frank Mir win this? In my opinion, it's if Junior Dos Santos knocks him down and doesn't finish him as carefully as he should. You know, Frank Mir might catch, you know, a knee bar, a heel hook, or a nasty-ass armbar Kimura. You know, I can see Frank Mir grabbing a limb if Junior gets sloppy with it, some of his punches, and they're not directly hitting Frank Mir's face, you know what I mean? Maybe he's hitting Frank Mir in the back of the head, or he's just hitting his arm, Shane Carwin style, you know? Junior Dos Santos has to, you know, go for the throat. And when I mean the throat, I mean like the face. And Frank Mir will cover up like crazy once he finds himself on the ground. You know, Frank Mir not going to get to the ground on his own terms. He's not a good enough clinch type of wrestler to get down to the ground from there. Definitely doesn't have the double legs to do it against a guy like Junior Dos Santos who has good hips. You know, he's not going to get it to the ground on his own terms. If he's going to get it to the ground, it's because Junior is going to knock him down, like I kind of mentioned before, and, you know, that's where Frank Mir has a chance. Of course, in my opinion, he has a chance when he's kind of hurt. So, I don't like his chances, guys. I got to go with Junior Dos Santos here. I'm going to say a first-round knockout. In my opinion, you know, it's going to stay standing like, you know, kind of like the Nogueira-Mir fight, too. And Nogueira was in cruise control, you know, just being the better boxer, knocking Frank Mir down. And then he thought he could just seal the deal with that guillotine. And, you know, the ADCC grappler paid for it. You know, Frank Mir, you know, read that, caught the arm, and got the double wrist clutch on the wrist and fucking cranked for a Kimura. Good shit from Frank Mir. Rather impressive. I don't think Junior Dos Santos is going to go for any submissions. Just keep hitting Frank Mir in the face and good things happen. And Junior Dos Santos is perhaps the best guy in the heavyweight division for hitting guys in the face, you know. So yeah, expect this to be on the feet again. Junior Dos Santos sticking the jab in Frank Mir's face. And I think Frank Mir is going to overcommit, trying to rush it and get it to the ground. And I think that's where Junior Dos Santos puts him down with a cross. And I think Frank Mir is going to go down, eat some more punches. There you go, first round knockout for your heavyweight champion, Junior Dos Santos. He's going to retain that shit. Again, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below for that main event. And of course, he might win that contest prize. But folks, let's move on now. Let's take a look at the rest of the bouts on this heavyweight main card, starting with the co-main event between the former UFC heavyweight champion in Cain Velasquez and Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Guys, Antonio Bigfoot Silva has some skills. You know, he has solid jiu-jitsu. His boxing's kind of sound. He knows how to use his jab. For the most part, I think he knows how to use his size decently. I wish he did a little bit more of it along the fence and just, you know, jiu-jitsu with smaller guys. I wish we saw more of that. I think that's his best way to win most of his bouts. But I don't see him even being able to do that against someone like Cain. Cain's really hard to keep down if you're going to try to grapple with him because of his division in wrestling, and he's pretty athletic too. So how do you beat Cain? You know, probably the way Junior Dos Santos beat him, you know, just hit him. You know, and I'm not sure if Bigfoot Silva will have the know-how or boxing skill or the crisp punches to just, you know, put Cain down the way Junior Dos Santos did. I don't think he's going to be that good on the trigger. I think Cain Velasquez is going to be like Daniel Cormier. He's going to use his speed and use his knockout power. And I just think he's going to see everything that Bigfoot throws at him. And because of that, I think he's eventually going to knock him out in the first round like Daniel Cormier did. So, got to go with Cain Velasquez, first round knockout punches. I think Bigfoot's over. He's going to get caught. Just saying. We'll see. I think he's kind of a clumsy fighter. No disrespect to the man. He has some talent, but, I just think that athletic, speedier guy is going to win again. Speed kills guys. Cain Velasquez for the win. Roy Nelson versus Dave Pee Wee Herman. Damn, both guys are kind of capable skill set wise. Dave Herman, decent kickboxer, decent other skills. His wrestling's alright, his jiu-jitsu is okay. And then, of course, you have Roy Nelson, who has very solid jiu-jitsu. He hits really hard on the feet. His wrestling's alright. But both of these guys have major flaws. Dave Herman can't follow a game plan. Roy Nelson, his cardio shit. So, who do you go with? Both are capable fighters, but one lacks game plans, the other lacks cardio. Dave Herman, I really don't know what he's trying to do when he's inside of the cage. Because of that, I've got to go with Roy Nelson. I think Roy Nelson's best bet to win is to put him out early. I don't see Roy Nelson taking a decision from Dave Herman because I think he probably TKOs Dave Herman before that happens. You know what I'm saying? Dave Herman got TKO'd by Stefan Struve. That's not a good look. I'm not sure what he's going to come with in this game plan against Roy Nelson, if he has one. And if he has one, it should be keep Roy Nelson on the outside, avoid those power punches, and don't get taken down. Just use your kicks to set the distance, a lot of low kicks, a lot of jabs, a lot of lateral movement. That's how you beat Roy Nelson. I don't see Dave Herman doing that. Because of that, I think he's going to be backing up. And, I think he's eventually going to get clocked by one of those Roy Nelson, haymakers. So I got to go with Roy Nelson. I'm going to say a first round knockout punches. God damn, this is going to be the shortest main card ever. Now, next up, Shane Del Rosario versus Stipe Miocic. Guys, Stipe Miocic is a sick fighter. Sick prospect, should I say. The guy has Golden Gloves boxing, Division I wrestling, pretty athletic dude, but I think that his willingness to get hit is going to be his downfall in this match. Shane Del Rosario hasn't fought in a while, and in my opinion, the best way for him to lose if you're, Stipe Miocic and you want to win this fight, drag this fight to later rounds and test his cardio, something that's never been done before, even in the past. So, how good is it going to be this time, if he's coming off like a year and something months out from the motorcycle injury. So, yeah, I think Stipe can, make this dirty, use his Cajun clinch and his wrestling to, beat up Shane Del Rosario and not get caught in submissions. I can definitely see Stipe doing that. While on the feet, I think Shane's going to be too much. Stipe hits hard, and again, he's a solid Golden Gloves boxer, but Shane Del Rosario, sick Muay Thai striker. He's going to use lateral movement. He's going to hit from different angles. And Stipe, for the most part, I haven't seen, bob and weave with people and fight laterally and throw combinations like that. I think he's going to be missing a lot against Shane Del Rosario. I think Shane's just a little bit more of, the more complete stand-up fighter. I think Stipe can really only offer things with his hands. I think Shane's going to catch him off guard with some kicks. So I got to go with Shane Del Rosario here. I'm going to say another first-round knockout via strikes. Shane Del Rosario. Let's move on to that Lavar Johnson bout between him and Stefan Struve, kicking off the main card. Guy, Stefan Struve, he has the kickboxing background like most Dutch fighters do, but it's not K1 level by any means. Luckily for him, he makes up for it in heart and submission skills. The guy is pretty savvy off his back, and if you stop punching him in the face 1 minute or you get sloppy, you might find yourself in a triangle, which could very well happen to Lavar Johnson. Now, Lavar Johnson taking this fight on short notice, but of course he fought recently. I don't think his cardio is going to be in question in this bout because it's probably going to end early. As soon as it hits the ground and he stops punching Stefan Struve in the face, it's because he either won the fight already or he's getting caught in a triangle. I'm going to say it's because he won the fight already, so I'm going to go with Lavar Johnson here via first round knockout punches. Now, Stefan Struve's my dude, but guys, the guy can't get it to the ground on his own terms, and when he's there, he's usually getting hit in the face, and it's a coin flip from there. It's like, is he going to submit the guy who has no ground game, or is he going to get knocked out? I think you kind of have to go with the guy's already the shooter on top. You know, he's probably going to win anyway. So, yeah, I got to go with Lavar Johnson. You know, I don't think Stefan Struve has a chance in hell on the feet. Lavar Johnson, pretty darn good chin. Stefan Struve doesn't know how to use his reach. Lavar Johnson, you know, knows when to come in with a solid, you know, cross, and his uppercuts in the clinch. We saw that against Pat Barry. That could very well happen to the taller Stefan Struve if Lavar Johnson could get inside like that. I just think as long as this fight's standing, it's Lavar Johnson's fight. And if it's on the ground, it's because Lavar Johnson's punching Stefan Struve in the face, and really, Stefan Struve can only win by submission, again, in my eyes. So that's my pick for that. Lavar Johnson via first round knockout strikes. And I think that about does it for me in terms of my picks, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed them, and I hope you guys enjoy this event. You know, it should be fun. Again, there's really not much whackness on this card. I am looking forward to it a lot. You know, this is probably the most stacked card of the year, if you ask me. So, yeah, let's hope it's nice. Again, if you want to cop this, just check out the description below for more contest details. And, yeah, hopefully you guys catch me for a review. So, yeah, there it is. Thank you for all the support once again. Deuces for all my supporters, bruiser for all my haters, and take care.